So welcome everyone to our second day for our educational fair, Study in Japan. I would like to share again the post of our session for July month. So today we're having three presentations from three famous universities in Japan. So first we'll start with Tohoku University, mainly talking about the programs, the university facilities, and everything. And then we'll have two other presentations with the University of Kyoto and the University of Tokyo. So welcome everyone again, and please don't hesitate to write your question or inquiries in the Q&A box. We will do our best to reply you in person, either lively or just typing the answer. Again, thank you, and we can start today with Tohoku University. So, Derek Sensei, よろしくお願いします。
Great, thank you very much. Let me share my screen, get everything set up. Make sure I have my laser pointer here. Okay, all right, once again, thank you very much. My name is Derek Mott. I'm also joined by Professor Watanabe. I'll introduce a little bit more in a minute, but we are from Tohoku University. I hope to give you a general background on the university today, what it's like to study in the Tohoku area in Sendai City, a little bit about our undergraduate programs and some of our graduate programs as well. So like I said, my name is Derek Mott. I am a specialist of chemistry, material science, and nanotechnology, and I am one of the specially appointed associate professors of the Future Global Leadership Program here in Sendai at Tohoku University. You can see some of my adventures in Japan. This is when I climbed to the top of Mount Fuji with some of my friends. That was a very memorable experience. But I'm also joined by Professor Watanabe. She is a specialist in the geosciences, and she is the FGL program coordinator and a specially appointed professor. She has also traveled the world for her studies. Here she is in Western Australia, but she will be in the Q&A box today and will help to answer any questions you might have. So if there's anything you want to know throughout the presentation, don't hesitate to shoot us a question there. Sendai itself in Tohoku University is located in the northeast area of Japan. We're about 1.5 hours north of Tokyo by Shinkansen, so it's very convenient to travel to the main hub of the country. But we even have our own international airport with direct flights to several cities in Japan and all over the world as well. So Sendai is very accessible, easy to get around. The city has a population of just over 1 million people at last count. So it's not a super large city like Tokyo, but we are a larger city in Japan. However, we have a lot of space. So we're known as the city of trees for our wide open spaces, a lot of natural parks, green vistas. Here's a picture of Aobadori, one of the picturesque areas in the city. But we're also known as the academic city because of our focus on fine learning institutions such as Tohoku University and many, many others spread across the city. And here you can see maybe the patron of the Tohoku area, Date Masamune, who was one of the warlords of the area. He's a very famous figure from Sendai. Tohoku University itself has over 116 years of history and tradition now. We were established in 1907 as the third Imperial University, and now we are one of the top 7 national universities in Japan as a result of our focus on the principles of research first, having an open door policy, and targeting oriented research and education. So we had a huge milestone last year. That was our 115th anniversary. There were a lot of celebrations across the city. That was a very important date for Tohoku University. Our reputation is reflected in our QS World University rankings. We are currently placed 79th in the world and 5th in Japan, but we have very high placements in the key educational areas of material science, chemistry, and mechanical engineering. And these align very closely with some of the programs I'll explain later. And Tohoku University is also ranked #1 for the past 4 years running by the Times Higher Education Guide. We are very proud of our international and national rankings, and it indicates our very good global reputation. The university itself is split into 10 faculties for undergraduates and 15 graduate schools for graduate students. These are all programs offered in Japanese, of course. So no matter what you want to study, there is a topic for it in the university, from education, arts and letters, engineering, agriculture, to economics and science areas. There is no limit to the topic you can find here. There's about 18,000 students, around 11,000 undergraduates, and 7,000 graduate students. So it's a relatively large university, but the number of academic staff is also quite high, over 3,000. This means that the ratio of students to staff is about 6:1. So your classes tend to be small and intimate. It's easy to approach your professor to get one-on-one guidance or ask questions for something you don't understand. So Tohoku University is very nice that way. We're also a very international university. We have students from all over the world, over 2,100 international students from over 90 countries and areas at last count, many students from the greater Asia area, but also students from Europe, South and Central America, North America, Oceania, and of course, Africa and the Middle East as well. So it's a very diverse and global student body. Now, for anyone interested in the university, whether you are an undergraduate student or you want to go to graduate studies, visit our Global Learning Center website here at the university, and you want to click on this link for international students. This will bring you to all of our international programs. Now, of course, we have various exchange programs, some short programs that we run during the year. But important point is the degree course programs. You can find both undergraduate programs in English and Japanese here, as well as degree courses for our graduate schools, also in Japanese and English. So no matter what you want to explore, check out our Global Learning Center website. This will give you all the relevant information, even information about financial aid that I'll talk about later. But basically, I'm a representative of what is known as the Future Global Leadership Program. This is a program that was specifically designed for international students. This contains both undergraduate and graduate degree courses that are taught in English. So as a result, no Japanese skills are required for the application. For undergraduates, I explained before, we have these 10 undergraduate faculties and schools. And of course, all of these have disciplines taught in Japanese. However, we target 3 key areas here for specialized undergraduate degree courses taught completely in English. This is in the areas of science, engineering, and agriculture. This program was specifically established for overseas students, although some students in Japan may be able to take the global entrance exam for FGL. This is a special case. But for most students joining the program, unique point is that you start your study in October, not April, as in the usual Japanese timing. So that's very powerful for international students. But the fields that I explained before, in chemistry, we offer the Advanced Molecular Chemistry, or AMC course. We have International Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, or IMACU, for the engineering area. And then for the Agriculture and Applied Biosciences area, we offer Applied Marine Biology, or AMB course. Each of these courses, we have a quota of students to accept every year, but this is just a guideline. It just indicates about how large the class sizes will be. This is not a hard limit. We can accept more people if many excellent students apply to the program. Before I go further, I have a short video that I'd like to share with you. This is a video made to introduce each course by students of the course. So let's take a look. Okay, I hope that gave you a general idea of what to expect in the undergraduate programs of Tohoku University, and a little bit of a flavor about what the university looks like, what type of research we do, etc. But like I said, you can apply to this program without any Japanese skill. You can apply completely in English. But you study Japanese for your first 1.5 years as part of the course. That helps you become familiar with living in Japan and how to do daily necessary things. But an important point is that you will conduct research on a specific topic under a supervisor when you get into your further studies. So like I mentioned, you start your first year in October, that's the fall semester. And in April, the spring semester starts and you do your 4 years of study from there. One important point of each of these programs is the strong focus on hands-on learning. So you start a research project with an experienced professor. They help guide you in your studies. This is very unique for undergraduates. It's not very often that undergraduates can get such an in-depth hands-on research experience. Many students partake in publishing their own research in this period of time, and some of them have their own research papers that they're part of before they graduate. This is very powerful if you want to go on to graduate studies in the sciences or further education or research in an industrial environment. To apply to the undergraduate program, you can find all of the important information for the next admission period for fall of 2024 on our FGL homepage. You can follow the 2D barcode here for that information, but we always accept applications in January. Screening is done in February with a second stage examination in March. And by April, the candidates are announced and they can begin their admission procedures. We also offer a pre-enrollment education course now in June. But for undergraduates, the technique is a little bit different. There are 15 graduate schools with over 62 graduate degree courses or majors that are conducted in Japanese. Right now, 21 of these courses have programs dedicated to English. So in order to explore this area, graduate students need to take initiative and do a bit of background research themselves. Access the FGL homepage, find the graduate course listing. You can find out which degrees are offered in English here, and you can find out also which professors are in these programs, what their labs are like, what their specialties are. Because to apply to the graduate school, first you must find a prospective supervisor. You need to make sure there's a good match between you and the person you do research with at the graduate level. It's a good idea to contact them, find out about their laboratory, find out if they want to accept you or not. Then you can contact the educational affairs section for that school. And then they will guide you through the rest of the procedure, how to apply, submit your documents, whether you need to take an examination or not. So the process is a little bit more in-depth, but for graduate studies, it's worth it because you will find a good professor who can help guide your research. A little bit about the cost of living in Japan. Many people think that Japan is an expensive country. It costs a lot to live here. So it must cost a lot to go to school in Japan. But actually things couldn't be farther, that couldn't be farther from the truth. It's very cost effective to live and go to school in Japan. The admission fee for the school is 282,000 yen. And we've converted that to USD for easy comparison. It's just over 2,000 USD. The tuition each year, just over 535,000 yen, or just over 4,000 USD. If we look at the cost of living, things like housing, your food, and of course, if you want to have leisure, sightseeing activities, things like that, that we estimate cost people around 1,680,000 yen or so. That's just under 13,000 USD. So if you add all of those up, it's around 2,500,000 yen, just under 20,000 USD. That's very cost effective, no matter where in the world you are. If you compare this to an international university, for example, in the United States, Equivalent schools cost about 40,000 USD just for the tuition. It's very expensive to go to such schools. So Tohoku University is an excellent choice in terms of cost of living, cost of going to school, etc. But there are also many financial aid opportunities for all types of students, whether you're undergraduate or graduate student. For undergraduate students, some examples here. The MEXT scholarship for undergraduates is very attractive, gives you a very nice stipend every month. The entrance fee is waived and the tuition is waived. And some of the FGL courses are qualified for the MEXT recommendation program. So when undergraduates apply, they don't have to go out of their way to apply for this, which is actually very complicated. You just check one box in the application procedure that I want financial aid, and you will automatically be enrolled. There's also the President's Fellowship. This is a bit more accessible, whereas MEXT is very competitive. Almost everyone can get the President's Fellowship. Very good stipend. Application and entrance fee are reimbursed, and depending on your financial need, the tuition can be partially or fully waived. And for privately financed students, we also have a fund to help get you set up in Japan in your first 6 months of studies. This can often be extended. It's great for when you move to a new place. There are a lot of costs up front, getting an apartment, etc. So that's very nice. For graduate students, there are also many opportunities. Definitely check the FGL homepage to learn about the specific details. The university facilities for undergraduates is also very nice. This is the University House Aobayama, for example. You can see what the dormitories look like. There are furnished private rooms where you have a bed, a desk, and your wardrobe, air conditioner, etc. And then there will be a common area with dining and kitchen facilities, so you can do cooking, you can share with your flatmates, etc. And there are common areas, for example, the washrooms, shower, etc. These are very new facilities, so they look great. I've heard a lot of good things from the students about it. After graduation, most students at Tohoku University will go on to graduate school. More than 70% will either continue their studies here at Tohoku University, while others have gone on to Cambridge, MIT, other top-level schools across the world. So Tohoku University is a great place to start your education if you want to go for a higher degree. Other students will go to work in industry. Some of the examples from past graduated students include Toyota, Hitachi, Yamaha, Fujifilm, and many, many others. So even if you want to get that undergraduate degree, go directly into industry work, this is also a great option for you. And of course, if you come to Tohoku University as a graduate student, a degree from Tohoku University can open many, many doors in terms of employment opportunities. So it's a great choice. But I hope to have given you a little bit of the flavor, what type of programs we offer here at Tohoku University, what type of environment we have. It's a very peaceful city, so it's easy to focus on your studies. You can see a lot of nice things in the area, easy to bike and walk, a lot of nice paths. You can see in our city map here, Sendai Station is centrally located. So this is the main hub of the city. Katahira campus is very close to the downtown area. This is the original historic campus for the university. But then we have the subway line. This will take you up to Kawauchi, where our offices are in the FGL program. There are many classrooms in this area. And then continuing farther up the hill, we also have Aobayama. So very wide open spaces, many engineering laboratories here and other facilities. There's also other campuses in the city, such as Seirio campus, the medical campus. So no matter where you need to get, it's very easy to go. The subway is very convenient every few minutes. We also have a university bus that can help take you around. Very convenient city to get around at. And then here you can see the most recent batch of future global leadership students in their excursion to Minami Sanriku. A lot of great kids. So thank you very much for your attention today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. But thank you very much. I'll turn it back over to the organizers now so we can switch over to the next presenter.
We can move to our third presentation from the University of Tokyo, and we can ask our representatives to join us.
Okay, so good morning or good afternoon. So every participants. So my name is Tisu, so associate professor from School of Engineering in the University of Tokyo. So today I will chair this our section. Totally we will have the 30 minutes. I think in the beginning I will introduce our program in the Graduate School of Engineering in the University of Tokyo. After that, I think I will invite another professor, Professor Takanabe, to share his some opinion for study in Japan. And after that, we welcome you ask the question. So we would like to use the Q&A function to accept your question. Even during my introduction, you can write down your presentation in the Q&A window, and then after my introduction, we will answer your question. So for some simple question, I think we will type the answer in the by words. I think it's it fit your requirement. So okay, first let me use about 15 minutes to introduce our university and also our program. So now I think you can see my slide. First, I would like to introduce our university. So the University of Tokyo was established in 1877, which is the first university in Japan. So we are a comprehensive university to cover almost all the fields in the nature science, humanities, social science. So you can see here the list. Totally, we have the 10 undergraduate faculties and 15 graduate schools. Further, we have the 23 university-wide research institutes and centers. If you track the list for the undergraduate faculty, you can find we have agriculture, arts of science, economy, education, engineering, and also cover almost all the fields. So that's our academic field. We are called the University of Tokyo, our campus located in Tokyo and the surrounding areas. Here, the map to show our three major campuses in Tokyo. Honko campus and Kumamoto campus is located inside the Tokyo city. And another new campus, Kashiwa campus, is located in the neighborhood of the Tokyo, within the 30 kilometers circle. So next, I want to show some numbers to you. So here's some number of the students. We have 28,000 students. So among them, 4,500 international students. The ratio is about 15%. So this kind of student is from abroad. To support this kind of student, we have totally 8,000 university staff. In the right side is our package scale for 2022. We can understand our research fund scale. And I think this number may be more likely to make for interesting. So for the master students, we have 25% from foreign countries. For doctor students, among the totally 6,000 doctor students, we have the 30% the student from the foreign countries. You can see the majority is from the Asia countries. So for today's event, I list up the important countries, still the number in our university: from Iran 14, from Turkey 11, Saudi Arabia 7, UAE 1, and 16 Egyptian students study in our university. So we are quite an international campus in our university. And that's the brief introduction from the whole university. Next, I will share the information for our schools. So School of Engineering, so it was established in 1886. So at that time, we have 7 departments. So after more than 100 years development, we already cover almost all the field of the engineering study. So first, I want to share some numbers to give you some feeling about our schools. So we have about 2,000 undergraduate students and 3,600 graduate students. Among them, so about 60% are master students, 40% are doctor students. We are very large school, so by means of the numbers, in fact, 20% of the students for the whole universities are from our schools. By means of the foreign students, the whole university is 33% of students, foreign students comes from our schools. So you can see here the master students, so 28% are foreign students. For doctor students, 51%, even more than Japanese students for doctor course. So totally, our students in our school, 36% are foreign students. To support all these kind of students, we have about 800 staff to support them. And regarding to the academic field, here is that we have this 18 departments which cover all the fields for modern engineering, from the city-related civil engineering, architectural, urban engineering, and mechanical, chemical, and also bio and other things. So I think that to cover all the fields. You cannot find the information science related department in this list. This is because we have another independent graduate school we call the School of Information Science and Technology. That school is purely the graduate school. They don't have the undergraduate students. So basically, we share the students with that school. So we also provide this kind of necessary undergraduate for the IT, ICT related fields. Besides the department, we also have the 2 research institutions and also 11 research centers. That's the combination of our school. By using this chart, I would like to introduce a little more about our education system, which is quite unique among the Japanese university. We will have the 4 years undergraduate education, 2 years for master and 3 years for doctor program. So during the 4 years undergraduate education, we will provide the library art education for all the students in the first year and the second year. After the 1.5 years, all the students should need to choose which department or which school they want to join in the future. So that means, for example, the School of Engineering will not have the student for the freshman and sophomore. We will have the student from the junior year. So that means we only have 2-year batch of the students in our school. So this is quite unique in among the Japanese universities. We do offer the undergraduate program for undergraduate students. We call the programs in English and Komaba and PEAK program. So if you want to enroll in our school as an undergraduate student, use English education, please go to check the PEAK program in U Tokyo for details. I think also recognize is that all the school or department cannot handle the enrollment or entrance for the undergraduate students. We will accept the student only from the junior, that means the 3rd year. And we are purely the research-oriented university. For example, in our school, so all the students from their 4th year, they were allocated to each laboratory to join the bachelor study. After 1 year study, they need to submit a thesis and then obtain the degree. And most of the students will continue to the master program for 2 years. And after that, if they prefer, they can enter the doctor course for 3 years. That's of the education system. And I think this is more interesting for you is how to apply our postgraduate program. And here is we have the 2 approaches. First is the regular admission. So this is to ask you to join the written examination together with the Japanese students. Of course, you can use English. And after that, there's a interview will continue. After that, if you pass this kind of examination, you can have the admission. But if you don't live in Japan or you don't have the Japanese nationality, you have the more opportunity to join the international admission. I believe other universities also introduced this kind of chance, like kind of the Max scholarship. This is a Japanese government scholarship and recommended by the embassy in each country. For of course, our school also accept this kind of students with the embassy recommended Max scholarship to enter us. This is approximate the schedule, so you need to start about 1 year before the enrollment of our school. For details, I recommend you to consult the embassy in your country. Today, I will introduce more about this kind of international admission. So we organized by our university. So we call the special graduate program for international students. It covers most of the department in our school. You can see it from this list. Why we call it special? It has two specialties. First is that all the application will be carried out online. You directly apply to master or doctor program from abroad. And after you submit your necessary documents through the online application system, the department or faculty will evaluate the applicants based on the academic qualification. After that, after some interview, the admission will be determined. So please track these kind of details and also the enrolled period. The second part, called the specialty, is that all the study, coursework, education, thesis work, defense will be carried out in English. So you don't need to have any Japanese language capability before entering the course. And also, even for the graduation, it's not required for the Japanese language. So that's the special program. So welcome to foreign students apply. And to support your study, so we will provide the different level of the scholarship. This is from country level, a Max scholarship. We also have the university recommendation Max scholarship. And our university will provide our fellowship. And recently, we initiated this is kind of world-leading innovative graduate study program to support the graduate students. And also Spring GX focus on the environment. And also our school will also provide the special scholarship only for the doctor students. Finally, this kind of part-time job is also available. As a result, here is some number. 75% of the doctor course students are financially supported by these kind of different scholarships. So usually the student no need to worry about the financial support issue for their study. And also, even you don't need to use the Japanese language for your study, but to help you to enjoy more Japanese life, or if you want to work in Japan, Japanese language is necessary. We will offer different level of the courses for Japanese language. You can join from the very beginning, the survival Japanese course, and also for the very advanced one to help you to find a job or to open your career in the Japan in the future. So this is the Japanese language class. Recently, after the pandemic, we have some new trial. We use the online platform to collaborate with the international partners, such as the cross lecture, like the lecture to be taught in the both faculty and from different countries. And also we have this kind of international collaboration of the satellite design project. And also we use the online platform to help the students to exchange their opinion with the partners from all over the world regarding the society, culture, history, and this kind of different cultural event also carried out. And by using this kind of chance, we also want to announce this kind of program. So we do have another summer program, education program. This is the idea to invite young students, especially for bachelor students, to come to us during their summer break to stay with 2 months to join the laboratory work, have some internship, and also project experience. We hope by this kind of chance, they will join us in the future for the degree program. We offer the scholarship and free accommodation. This is open for our partner universities. If you have interest, you can ask your own university for details. And to have the foreign students to set up their career in Japan, so not only the Japanese language class, we also have the career development program to have the foreign students get used to how to find a job in Japan. As a result, you can see by this slide, there's a show the career that for the master students in the left side, 21% of students will work in the industry in Japan, and 20% will continue the doctor course. In the right side, show the doctor students after graduation. 11% will stay in the industry in Japan. Also, 35% will continue their academic career in Japan. So that's to show our future of our students. This is my final slide. Recently, we strengthened the entrepreneurship education to help our students to initiate their business in the early stage. So we will provide a different opportunity to let the students have the more knowledge or experience before leaving our campus, and they can start their business soon. This has become very popular in recently. Finally, I would like to share this kind of different link for your information. I will share later in the chat for the more details. Okay, that's the brief introduction from me. So now I would like to stop my share. I would like to ask the Professor Takanabe to give some words.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sensei. Because of the time limitation, I will make it very brief. So I'm Professor Takanabe. I'm a chemical engineer working on green energy production. At the University of Tokyo, we believe in fostering a diverse and inclusive community, and we recognize the immense value that students from your region bring to our campus. Your unique perspectives, rich cultural heritage, and intellectual curiosity will enrich the fabric of our academic environment. I myself have an experience to do research in Saudi Arabia for 8 years at KAUST as a faculty member, and I'm familiar with the culture and nature of the people, and I strongly encourage you to consider the study opportunity at the University of Tokyo. As Professor Su explained, I just want to echo him that there are multiple stages that you can come experiencing Tokyo life. One is for sure the short-term internships. We currently accommodate students from Khalifa University, UAE, and a group of Saudi students. The other opportunity is as explained, enrolling as a graduate student. Japanese Ministry of Education, so MEXT, offers advanced scholarship. And at the School of Engineering, we do have a special graduate course, as explained, that is 100% English throughout the study. So this depends on the department. So I encourage, I strongly recommend checking the websites and also directly contacting the PI of your interest at the University of Tokyo and ask their advice how to proceed next. So with this, we're happy to take additional questions you may have, and thanks very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So I would like to answer the question we received in the Q&A. I suppose the question after 6:30 is asked us, because some question may be asked at Kyoto University before. So let's start the question on the 6:35. So is there any interior design architecture master course available? It's in English. Yes, we do have the architecture master course. It is purely in English. Just now I show in my table. So please go ahead to check the details. It's in purely English. So this is the first one. And the second question, I think, is regarding to the admission in the computer science and the information science. Just now I introduced, we have another graduate school we call the School of Information Science and Technology, including the computer science. So regarding the eligibility of that school, so please go to check the Graduate School of Information Science and Technology in the website. I think you will find the requirement for that. And can I contact should share you my project? Okay.
That depends on the project.
This is not a project. We have another question. It's also for the interior design. So it seems that this time so many students feel this kind of interest in this field. We do have the very famous architecture department. I want to show this my slide again. Let me go back to the list of our department or the special program. Just wait a minute. So here is the list for our special graduate program for international students. You can see. So here is our architecture. We call it one of the global 30 special English program. So although it is only for master, but it will purely provided in English. So the enroll period will be October. So please go to check our link, and then you can find the detailed information. So that's the question for the architecture. And I think I already answered this one. And cybersecurity course. Yes, the answer is, of course, is yes. Cybersecurity is quite famous, the major in the School of Information Science and Technology. I know some professors carry out this kind of study. So please go to check the details in their homepage. And also you even can contact the PI directly for the possibility enroll opportunity. And is there any program related to the VR engineering field for graduate study? Yes, the result also yes. VR, AR, this kind of information related study become very, very popular in recent years. So not only the VR technique itself, the application for the VR in different kinds of the engineering field is the quite popular study in our school. So it depends on your background. So if you're purely from the information science, I suggest you to try the School of Information Science and Technology. But if you're from the different engineering field, try to use this AR technique in your own field. You are very welcome to check our list, faculty list. You will find the related study for that. That's to answer your question. Is any further question for that?
Well, that's another one. Can you send a link for master?
I find so.
Yeah, two of them.
Okay, so yes, so just wait a minute. And Professor Takanabe, can you answer the one question before this? I researched the architecture. I think
how do we show interested professors, since I spent time reading a lot of his publications and try to study it, but do we need research experience before contacting professor because proposal may be not enough? Well, so first of all, I don't know if the proposal is essential to apply to any of the department. Do contact professor. don't hesitate to get in touch with him. Yeah, I'm sure that he will respond. Yeah. And if you're enthusiasm enough, you should your willingness will reach him. I hope so. Did I answer well, Sensei?
Yeah, I think so. So it's the quite general question. So that's the what we done in the past.
Okay.
So I send a link for everyone. So for this kind of architecture, urban design, so we have the English master course. This is a link for more details.
Thank you.
Okay. So let me continue. So is any postgraduate study related to industry?
Industrial engineering. It depends, right? Industrial engineering can be civil engineering, can be chemical engineering, can be mechanical engineering. So it depends on your specialty. And I'm sure you will be able to find the suitable study. It might not be a special department, but yeah, I think you should be able to find a professor who is doing the work of your interest.
So next question is, do we have the doctor program at the cross field, such as AI and media? Yes, of course. So this is also very hot topic. So, but this is more strong in the School of Information Science and Technology. So please go to check their homepage for more details. And is there any biomechanics course for graduate school?
Might be that some of the mechanical engineer professor will do this work, and also there's a department called bioengineering who have many expertise for this biomechanics. So yeah, please check bioengineering department and also mechanical engineering. I recommend.
Yes. Okay.
How do we know if a particular supervisor is available for supervision? You should contact, right, Sensei?
Yes, I think that's not so open information. Maybe this year the laboratory capacity is quite full. Maybe he cannot set the doctor students because the C limitation. So you can ask the PI directly. I think it's a quite natural question.
Yep.
And cybersecurity. So I try to find later. When we submitted through the T-Sense, thank you very much. You already find our T-Sense, and the supervisor didn't accept me for research students. And with the faculty provide another. So this is the, I think the faculty has his own right to judge whether they can accept you or not, even you have the max scholarship. But in this sense, he said no to you. I'd like to suggest you to find another supervisor by yourself. This is important when you search our faculty. The related field maybe have also other professors. Please contact, don't get up and then continue to contact. Okay, can I find the architecture line design master? This has become very special, particularly course, the line architecture line design. And in the past, as far as I know, the Department of Architecture has a very famous line design professor, Professor Ishikawa. So she designed many famous this kind of line in all the Japan. I believe that recently also our architecture department has this kind of related field. So please go further to check the details of the faculty research field. Okay. And for the aerospace, so I would like to show this table again. So of course we have the, sorry, I changed my, here you can see the aeronautics and astronautics. So we have this kind of department. So they offer this kind of English course for master and doctor study. No Japanese language is necessary. So please continue to apply if you have interest.
They are leading the world studies.
Yes.
Yes.
So our department, this kind of department is very strong. They have the very strong connection with the JAXA, which is the Japanese airspace developing agency. So even the students can design the satellite, the micro satellite, and can launch by themselves.
That's right.
We have 1 minute left. Other question?
Yes, there's probably the last one. For MEC scholarship students who pass first screening, it's required to submit field of study, but an document under the title statement of study plan. And they the same document. Well, for the MEC scholarship, you should contact the MEC people, right? Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much to join today's our section. I would like to share our link in the chat. This is the admission process introduction for the foreign countries students in our school. So hope you have interest into our school and then apply us in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the organizers as well. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you very much. Thank you, Su-sensei and Takanabe-sensei, for the presentation and answering all the questions. We highly appreciate it. And we hope all the participants have a fruitful and interesting session. So by these, we can end up our session for today. And we are looking forward to seeing you next month in August. We'll be having 2 sessions as we did this month, and we'll be inviting more other institutions in Japan to present their programs. So keep an eye on our SNS platforms, and we are happy to support you and to help you to apply and come to Japan soon. Thank you, everyone, and bye-bye. Good luck.